Hi, welcome. We're here at the first annual Plymouth Regional ShareFair. I'm here with Jessica Dutel.
Good evening. I'm Jess. I'm the Executive Director of the Pemi Youth Center and the Academic Service Learning Coordinator at PSU, which is a part of our Service Learning Partnership with Granite United Way, PSU, and the Pemi Youth Center. And I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for coming.
So tonight is all about recognizing that we are stronger when we work collaboratively in the community and coming together to get a better understanding of where we want to come together and what we want to do collaboratively in our community to make it a better place.
Just to give our viewers a little bit understanding about how this came together, how many man hours do you think it took to put this thing together?
Well, it took many man and woman hours to put this together, Brian. And
of course, I apologize.
Don't forget about the women involved. And actually, we've been meeting as a community conversation committee for over a year now. It's just about over a year. And we have every month been talking about having wonderful conversations about really where can we come together and what can we work on and what can we do in terms of community-wide projects, because we do recognize that when we do work collectively, we have greater impact than when we work as individuals.
Looking around the room, it looks like there's a lot of tables. How many organizations do we have here today?
We have 55 organizations registered, and we are anticipating on having some walk-ins tonight. So we're really excited. We have a variety of organizations and groups throughout the community, and our hope is that we're going to have some really vibrant discussions on what we can do together and how we could leverage resources, how we could share volunteers, and a variety of hosts of different ways that we can collaborate.
Wonderful, thank you. A wealth of knowledge, Jessica Dutel.
Brian Dutel, it's always a pleasure. I am here with Kelsey Donnelly from Keeping You, Me, and Memories Alive. Kelsey is a good friend of mine. Thank you for coming tonight.
Glad to be here, Jess.
Could you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Well, we are, again, Keeping You, Me, and Memories Alive. We call it KEMA for short. We are a local nonprofit that helps aid people who are living with cancer. We do a Day to Fight Cancer every fall, and we raise funds so we can help people with gas cards, grocery cards. We help pay utilities. It's just a good way to raise money and keep the money local for people who are dealing with cancer.
Thank you. We really appreciate you being here, and we also appreciate the great work you do throughout the community. It makes a huge difference in the lives of kids.
Thank you. This is a great idea. Wonderful event. I'm excited.
Me too.
Here we are with Deb Narrow, Executive Director of CADY, and I'm going to have her explain a little bit about what the organization does.
Sure, I will. Thank you, Brian. Pleased to do so. And thank you so much for hosting this fabulous fair. There's so many good resources in the town of Plymouth and our greater region, and I think that's one thing we have to capitalize on, is on all of these good services. And what we do at CADY is our mission is to prevent and reduce youth substance abuse and to promote healthy lives and promising futures. And so what we do is we look at substance abuse as something that we can educate, and educate through information, educational programs, and also collaborations. And we do all that with our communities, and we've been doing that since 1999. And what we do is we have many programs, trainings, we have outreach, media. You probably see that with the CADY Corner that's in the Record Enterprise on a weekly basis. We try to keep everyone informed on what's happening on a local level as well as statewide and nationally as far as trends that can impact families and our children. And so we know that when we put the good information out and give opportunities for families to understand the risks and dangers that are associated with substance use, that the parental disapproval does rise, and when that happens, we see substance use decline. And that's one of our goals, is to prevent substance abuse, because we know the dangers and the risks that are posed to our children as they are growing. Their brains and their bodies are at great risk. So what we do is we have also, in addition to the information that we provide to the community, we have some direct service programs for our youth. We have the Launch Youth Entrepreneurship Program.
I'm very fond of.
Thank you, Brian. And that program, this is our 10th year that we're celebrating. And we have to say thank you to Alex Ray and the Common Man Inn, because they are our business partner and they make this possible. And the Launch is a year-round program where we work with the youth weekly, developing life skills, leadership skills, business applications, and then they get to bring all those new skills into the real world with the Frosty Scoops ice cream shop. And if you haven't been there, you will want to visit. It's just outstanding homemade ice cream by the Common Man. And tonight we have some $1 off coupons.
Ooh,
so the kids it's a youth-run business, and they do an outstanding job. We also have the Restorative Justice Program, which is a program that we know that good kids sometimes make bad choices, and so we give them a second chance to make amends to victims of juvenile crime and to turn their lives around. And to date, we've had over 150 youth from our region go through that program, and their families and they themselves are very grateful, and they see tremendous growth. And so that's a little bit about CADY. And if anyone wants more information, please stop by our office at 94 Highland Street in Plymouth, and we're always happy to help.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I just picked up the Record Enterprise today and saw a picture of the YAC program at the, was it the Senate or the State House? Where?
That was at the Senate. And thank you for mentioning it. Those are our youth leaders, and they are using their voice to advocate for additional programming for youth throughout the state, not only here in Plymouth, but throughout the state.
It was really wonderful to see.
And that would be helpful to the Pemi Youth Center as well. Yeah. So it's great.
Great. Thank you, Deb.
Okay, thanks Brian.
I'm here with Sergeant Scrafford from the Plymouth Police Department, and we really appreciate you being here, first of all, but also very much appreciate all your service throughout the community.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I love being here and enjoy being here.
So tell us about your display tonight. So you have a lot of freebies. I'm very excited to pick up a pencil and perhaps a bracelet and one of your car scrapers.
Yep, we have a lot of freebies here. The big thing that we're working on right now is the new texting law, which goes into effect, actually it's the hands-free law, which goes into effect July 1. And that's a big thing for us. Obviously, people are not going to be able to have the cell phones, iPods, GPSs, anything that you can put data into, you're not going to be able to use anymore while you're driving. Even if you're stopped at a stoplight, you can't use it. So it's strictly when you're parked is when you can actually use those devices at all.
That is a very good thing, because all of that causes so many accidents, and I'm sure you see that on a daily basis.
I do. There's a lot of accidents because of distracted driving. That's probably our #1 cause for accidents in Plymouth.
Well, we really appreciate you being here and getting the word out about the great work that the PD is doing for us. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Here I am with Jessica Duto, the Executive Director of the Pemi Youth Center, and a place that is very dear to my heart. So Jess, what can you tell me about the Pemi Youth Center?
What can I tell you that you don't already know? But for the folks at home,
let's tell our viewers.
For the folks at home who may not be as familiar with the Pemi Youth Center as you are, we are an after-school and empowerment program for youth ages 10 through 17 in our community, and we offer our programming at absolutely no cost to families. So some of our activities would include mentoring, academic assistance. We have art and recreational activities, empowerment groups, STEM activities. We have an amazing partnership with the Squam Lakes Natural Science Center, and the kids have the opportunity to go over there and learn all kinds of things from their staff members. And every day, the kids have the opportunity to eat nutritious and delicious snacks and meals. So we do cook dinner every day with the kids, and they have the opportunity to eat before they go home.
I was just going to ask if, say, kids from the middle school, Plymouth Elementary School, wanted to come to the youth center, how would they get there?
That is a great question. So the Plymouth Regional High School and Middle School do run buses over to the youth center every day, and we certainly have room for more youth participants for all of us involved. And in fact, the majority of our staff are Plymouth State University students who come, and they are service learning students, intern, practicum students, They come for a variety of different reasons, but for all of us involved, the Pemi Youth Center is certainly a second family. And for some of our kids, it would be considered their first family, their sense of home. So it is a very special place, and it's near and dear to both of our hearts. We believe that every young person has unlimited potential to create positive change in our community, and we are really committed and dedicated to making sure they all feel valued and loved, and that they have wonderful, positive, encouraging role models that they can spend time with every day.
It's very good. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. We're here with Principal Julie Flynn of Plymouth Elementary School, and we just want to thank you so much for opening up the school to us and being such an incredible host. We appreciate everything that you've done and your staff have done to make tonight so successful, so thank you.
It's our pleasure, it's an honor, and amazed at you and your efforts here. It's great to see so many people, 55 community people here is wonderful, and that's what we're all about.
Thank you so much. Anything to add, Brian?
I would just like to say thank you as well, Mrs. Flynn. Here I am with Steve Rand, the driving force of the first annual ShareFair. Community planner, all-around great guy. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Good, Brian. I'm doing great. Wow, that's a tough introduction. So, thanks. It's pretty exciting what we have going on here. We have almost 50. I think we have 50 groups now that have come here. I think you've done the pan around to see what it looks like. They're all assembled here. We're basically asking them to talk to each other, which is a novel concept, a simple concept,
Right, yeah.
a simple concept, but one that I think will help us build a better community. So there's lots of possibilities, lots of ways that they can share, as the name suggests, their knowledge, maybe share some of their tips. They can share resources. There's and going forward, hopefully we'll be able to build this on a year-to-year basis. Although we might need a bigger room next year. But,
Hopefully, that'll be good.
It'll be okay. It'll be just fine.
Yep.
Do you have any questions? Did you see anything that made you ponder?
Well, since I've only done a few interviews, and my lovely wife has taken some interviews as well,
Yeah.
I just like the fact that it's a room full of community supporters, people looking to make our wonderful community better, and they're here to talk to each other.
Right.
Like you said, novel idea.
It's really pretty amazing because I when I started working on this, I started to try to put together a list of all the different organizations, and I came up with a list of 140 different organizations in this area, which is amazing, really, because everybody's working on something. Everybody's working on something, but everybody's in their own little area. We call it a silo. And sometimes we need to break out of those silos in order to get the best thing going for the community. So our little sub-motto is be the best we can, better together. Those are the kinds of things that we're looking for here. And it's up to the people who are here to really make it work, because it's their interaction that's going to cause something to happen. I don't have any puppeteer.
No, absolutely. That's from experience, talking with people just about, what our organization does, what your organization does, really gets, the word out. Oh, and somebody might say, oh, I didn't realize you did that.
Right, sure.
And that could help my organization a little bit better. So
organizations in this town have more facets than you know. We all think we know what they do, but we don't necessarily know what they do. Like when people don't know necessarily that the youth center has like an art studio upstairs. They think it's a nice looking building.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's about changing people's minds a little bit and expanding their horizons, making
Awesome.
it work.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
We're here at the Mayhew table, and I have with me Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Very good.
Good.
For those who don't know, what is your position in Mayhew?
I'm Mayhew's executive director, but the real key people are right here.
Excellent. Who do we have?
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm the program director at Mayhew.
Hi, Colin.
I'm Riley. I've been on the island for 2 years.
Excellent. Very good. What are some of the? Well, let's start. What are your main objectives during the summer and then off season? Well, I just talked to Jim in the dinner line, and there's no off season really, right? Okay. All right.
So we have guys come out who otherwise wouldn't have a summer experience, come out for 25 days on Newfound Lake, and they're thrown into a summer camp where we challenge them to push themselves outside their comfort zone, and we emphasize respect, responsibility, and challenge. And it's up to these guys to really push themselves as far as they can and to see, what success looks like when they try really hard.
That's great. Riley, how would you be pushed typically to do more than you would normally do during the summer?
Well, to begin with, there's a lot of different challenging things on the island. There's climbing, which is really difficult, but then it's worth it because
It's something that you wouldn't normally do, right?
Yeah.
What was your favorite activity you did when you were on the island?
There was this climb called the vertical playpen. There's like a V, and you have to climb like on the V on big staples, and then you have to climb up 3 ropes. You have to go through 3 tires.
That's a lot of climbing. How do you get down?
Well, you're on this belaying system, and the person who's belaying you just lowers you down. And
So there's no jumping involved?
not really.
Just trust.
Yes, just trust.
Are you going back this summer?
Well, I'm not going back on the island, but I am doing Mayhew. After the boys go on the island for 2 years, they go into this program called the Link Up, and they go on this trip for 5 days to really push themselves further.
So what is the trip usually? Is it like a hiking trip or boating or?
Well, there's multiple choices to choose from. For the first year Link Up guys, there's 2 canoe trips, and then there's a hiking trip.
So
That's great.
What are you going to do this summer?
I'm doing the hiking trip.
Where are you hiking?
Somewhere in the White Mountains.
It's a big surprise, I guess, huh? That's awesome. Well, thank you, sir, very much. Appreciate it.
Thank
Colin.
you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Here we are at the First Star Tonight table, and I have with me.
Brian Chalmers.
And what is your position?
I'm the president of First Star Tonight.
Thank you, Brian. I was just talking to you about the wonderful annual dinner that you guys had a few weeks ago, and the numbers that were there I thought were astounding. I'm assuming that's that way every year.
Yeah, usually between 300 and 350 people show up and have a good time, a dinner and some dancing and support First Star Tonight.
That was great. It was great. Can you speak to a little bit of what the organization is all about?
Sure. First Star Tonight, we've been in business for 28 years, going on 29, and we provide financial assistance for chronically and terminally ill children and their families.
That's wonderful. How many, now how do you hand out the money to the people that need it? Is there scholarships or what do you hand it out for?
No, we handle case-by-case basis. We handle a wide variety of needs. We get, typically what happens is we get a call from someone in the community that says, I know a family that needs help. And depending on what they need, we provide it. It could be anything from gas cards to lodging stays if they have a child that's going to be in the hospital for a number of days or weeks. We'll help with that. Sometimes when a family has a sick child, regular lifetime things get put to the side, electric bills and sometimes a mortgage or a car payment because the focus is on the child. And sometimes we'll step in and help with those bills as well. It could be medical appliances, wheelchairs, prescriptions, eyeglasses, really just about anything.
So what is the region you cover? How many, is it a certain amount of towns in the area?
We're pretty general. We cover basically the greater Plymouth area, Pemi Baker, Bristol, most of the school district catchment area is kind of what we work with.
And so you really depend on the community for donations and the region in general to help these families in need, right?
That's correct. We both for the donations, but also for to identify who we can help.
People in need.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Brian, very much.
You're welcome. Nice to see you, Brian. Thank you.
Here I am at the New Hampshire National Guard Plymouth Armory table. I have with me
Sergeant First Class Alexander Thurston.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Can you speak to a little bit about what you do for the Plymouth community and surrounding communities?
All right, as a recruiter in the area, not only do we go out and teach the students on our Army values and what we utilize to kind of make them treat each other with respect and live by our core attributes, which we appreciate, and certainly people appreciate how we act. But we also work with the surrounding areas about kids that want to serve their community in the military. Obviously, we respond to all the state's natural disasters, flood, tornadoes, ice storms. So the kids that want to stay locally and still participate in the military, they come see us and we help them use that glide path to fulfill that obligation.
Very good. Now sometimes I'm driving by the Army because I live the Armory in Plymouth, and I see like every now and then the parking lot's full. What's going on those days?
So in the National Guard, we drill 1 weekend a month. So on that weekend, everybody comes and drills that weekend. So that armory fills up with about 120 people, and they're all doing their own unique jobs, whether it's survey, whether it's targeting solutions. We have a medical section there, and they do that Saturday, they do that Sunday, and then they go home.
Awesome. Very good. What has been one of the most recent challenges that the New Hampshire National Guard has come across?
Right now, it's finding people that are motivated and qualified to join the military service. We fight as a constant basis with a stereotype that we're recruiters, and people see us as recruiters, and we have a stereotype that we have to fight. But realistically, we want to guide them and show them the path. We don't have any right or ability to put people in the military. It's only our job to qualify you and show you how to get to MEPS to enlist. An officer has to put you in. So there's nothing that we can do as recruiters to force you to enlist. And then the qualifying. Only 1% of the U.S. population qualifies to serve in the military. So it's finding the ones that are willing and finding the ones that are qualified.
Very good. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your
welcome.
service.
Thank you.
Here I am at the Transport Central table, and I am standing with
Tara Huzzy.
Thank you, Tara. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Can you speak to what Transport Central is trying to do for the community and surrounding areas?
Sure. So Transport Central is providing a no-cost transportation service for our seniors in our community, as well as our disabled and anybody on Medicaid, New Hampshire Healthy Families, and WellSense. We operate through a core of volunteer drivers who are absolutely amazing and go out every day and do trips all over the place, both locally as well as going to Dartmouth and Laconia, Concord. This past week we actually went to Mass General. So we go all over
really?
the place.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if somebody needed a ride and they didn't have one, how would they go about getting in touch with you?
Sure. So they just give us a call. The phone number is 855-654-3200, and they can dial extension 1.
Do you have a website too?
We do have a website. It's www.transportcentral.org. We also have a Facebook page, Transport New Hampshire. Yes, Transport Central New Hampshire.
It's a lot to remember, Tara.
Transport Central New Hampshire. There we go. Most of our updated information is on the Facebook page right now.
Great.
Yeah.
So they give you a call. Do they reach you directly?
They actually will not reach me directly 9 times out of 10. They'll reach my office assistant, Karen.
Okay.
If Karen's busy, it'll come to me.
And then they make an appointment, or how far ahead do they have to call?
Sure. So we do request at least a 3 to 5 day notice. We do understand that sometimes there are last minute trips, so give us a call. We'll try to fit it in. 3 to 5 days. That being said, we'll take 5 months ahead of time if you've got the appointments. So what you'll do is you'll just call up and let us know where you're going, what time you need to be there, and some information about yourself, and then we will do our best to find a driver to get you there.
Very good. Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
We're here now at the Pemi Baker Community Health table, and I am with
Chandra Engelbert.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about what you do, what the organization does for the community?
Oh, I think we're one of the best kept secrets in Plymouth. We are a home health agency. We also are hospice, and that is what we're basically known for those two, but we also have an outpatient rehab facility, and we're located up at 101 Boulder Point Drive. In our outpatient rehab, we have physical therapists, we have occupational therapists, we do aquatic therapy, so we have a pool that's 90 degrees.
That's wonderful.
It is.
Especially this winter.
It is. And that's used both for therapy, but it also is used as a membership pool. So we have people who are more comfortable, or because of joint issues or other issues, exercise better in water. So
that's wonderful. So if I was somebody that needed the service? How would I go about getting in touch?
I think anyone can call us and we'll answer questions, even if it's the hard questions like talking about end of life, starting that conversation. We are more than happy to meet with anyone. If they're interested in the pool or in rehab, it's a telephone call to us and we'll make it happen.
That's wonderful.
And we're always happy to give a tour. We're very friendly.
Tours, I think I would like a tour of the pool.
Yes. And you can actually use the pool one time. You can take a class which is free and get a sense of it. The first time you feel a little bit stupid, but it's fun.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks you for your community service. I'm here now at the Feeding the Children Together table, and I am with
Marian Sawicki.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Could you tell me a little bit about what your organization is trying to do?
What we're trying to do is cover the hours that children are going home on the weekend without enough food to eat because they are getting lunch on Friday at school and they are not having enough to eat before they return to school on Monday for breakfast.
Yes, we see that a lot. So you are located where right now?
Right now we're operating out of the Plymouth Congregational Church, but we're hoping to expand to other organizations so that we can involve the community as a whole and hopefully get some funding because pretty much we're funding it out of our own budget right now just to get it started. Yeah.
That's wonderful. It's admirable. So if I was a parent, would parents actually come and seek you out, or how are you hoping that happens?
We approached the Head Start program. We decided to start small because we didn't know how this whole thing would work. So we approached the Head Start program, so they're all preschoolers, and the preschool program here at the elementary school. So right now there are about 18 children in the Head Start program that are taking backpacks home on the weekend, and there's 3 or 4 children in the preschool program here at the elementary school that are also doing that.
So I see some of the stuff laid out on the table. Is this stuff that you purchase?
Yes.
Or would you accept donations from people if they were willing to donate?
Well,
or just monetary donations?
Yeah, monetary donations primarily, because what we've done is one of our chairmen has set up a menu week 1, week 2, week 3, because there are some things that will last and other things that will get consumed that weekend. So there's different things that go into the packs, and that's what we're trying to keep it organized that way, and that's why monetary donations and eventually just volunteer bodies to drive these bags to and from. We pick up the backpacks, take them back to the loading area in our church, and then someone has to pick them up and bring them back to the school on the days that they need to be delivered.
So if somebody watching this wants to make a donation, where should they send a check to?
Well, we have a contact. Susan Way, who is a member of our committee, and there is a contact phone number that she can be called, or just the Plymouth Congregational Church, which is easy, 536-2626, and they would put people in contact with Susan so that if they were willing to make a monetary donation at this point, it would be wonderful, because right now she calls in a grocery order on Tuesday to Walmart. They pack it up for her. She picks it up on Wednesday, gives them a check or a credit card, and then takes it back to the church for packing. But those funds aren't going to last because they're coming out of our budget right now. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for everything you're doing.
Thank you very much.
We're here at the White Mountain National Forest Service table, and I'm here with
Dr. Stephanie Elaine Freeman.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. Can you speak to first what your role is with the White Mountain National Forest, and what you are trying to do in the community and what your goals are?
Okay, I'm a GIS specialist for the White Mountain National Forest. If you're not aware, we're 800,000 acres between Maine and New Hampshire.
Was not until just right now.
My role is I play support for the staff of the GIS, for the Forest Service, as well as to the community. We like to create partnerships, and we play an important role in our community here. So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. What type of programs do you have currently that would help the community or get the word out about what you guys do?
Well, one of the things we really enjoy is volunteering. If you love the force like most people do, we love volunteers, and we have a great resource for people who want to be a part of it. As a role for today, we're here to support and bring awareness of what we do in our agency.
Very good. That's awesome. Now, I like camping a lot. And do you support the campgrounds? Does the Forest Service support the campgrounds, or is that a totally different agency?
Well, the campgrounds that are located on our facilities, we have great trail workers and people who maintain, our recreation specialists who maintain those areas. So.
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Any other words?
Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of the ShareFair.
Wonderful.
And supporting great, I didn't even know there was this many organizations here, so it's good to be aware and meet new faces.
All here to help each other.
Right.
Thank you very much. I'm here at the Whole Village Family Resource Center table, and I am with
Susan Amberg.
Nice to see you, Susan.
Nice to see you too, Brian.
Can you give our viewers a little bit about what you do for Whole Village, and then a little bit about what Whole Village is trying to accomplish for our community?
Sure. Well, the Whole Village Family Resource Center is owned and operated by Granite United Way, and events like this tonight are what we're all about. We want to harness the caring power of the community, and I think that's what we've all witnessed here tonight. It's been fantastic. At the Whole Village, we provide a variety of services for families. We have parenting education classes. We have family fun nights. We have quite a lot of other nonprofit service agencies in the area located in the building that provide a lot of different services, everything from tutoring to transportation assistance. We have a child care center. We have Head Start. We have CASA is located in the building. We're very happy that Lakes Region Community Services is now coming in the building. So we also offer up our meeting rooms to other organizations in the community, and we just want to be a great, vibrant community meeting space to support our local families.
So if a new family comes into Plymouth and they need some assistance with something, it's safe to say that they should just call you, and you guys at the Whole Village can hook them up with something. That's great.
Hook them up.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
So what is the general goal, or the biggest challenge you guys are trying to do as of yet?
I think our biggest challenge, and one of the biggest challenges in the area, is just this prolonged economic downturn has been so rough on so many families that people are needing assistance in ways that they didn't need before. A lot more need for job skills to replace the jobs that left the area, heating assistance. We do a Christmas program that helps make a great Christmas for families too. So I'd say that economic downturn and all the stress that came along with it has really created a lot of challenges for families, and we just try to meet everyone where they are and assess what help we can give and connect them with all the great services in our area.
So how would a family or someone go about getting in touch, or what's the process? I mean, is there an interview process, intake, or something like that?
They can walk through the door any day. We're right on Highland Street, so we're right in Plymouth, and we serve 18 surrounding towns. So you don't have to be a Plymouth resident. Anyone in the region is welcome to come on in anytime.
Wonderful. Thanks for everything you're doing.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
See you.
All right.